Today was the day Maine's third largest city was going to break up its largest homeless encampment. That plan was put on hold, at least for today.
Bangor issued criminal trespass orders to 3 people staying at a homeless encampment referred to as Tent City. They also posted a need to vacate the spot the 3 were staying. Officials say on Monday the individuals were not present and the posted site remains unattended. This is that encampment today. It appears not much has changed from last week.
So tonight, I'm announcing a $70 million American Dream proposal to further expand housing in Maine.
Never in all the years that I've lived here have I ever seen anything like what's happening.
City councilors say there are roughly 200 homeless people living in 11 encampments around the city. That number concerning to many, with colder temperatures right around the corner. McCambly says the biggest is drug use. He says it's important to find out how other shelters are handling addiction.
In other areas of the country that are experimenting with you can use, and we're going to make sure you use safely.
McCambly says 100% of people in Bangor without a home are offered assistance, but only 3 out of 10 people will actually take the help.
Janet Mills' administration not only failed to protect Mainers from the drug epidemic, she actively used state government funds to provide for the distribution of crack pipes through the Maine nonprofit organizations.
That was one claim made by former Republican Governor Paul LePage during a press conference in Portland's Deering Oaks Park this morning.
Oh, this is such a good one. Thank you to Anonymous who sent this to me. Literally, this is a good one. This couple moved to Bangor, Maine to flee catastrophic climate change that they were experiencing in Austin, Texas. And what happens after immediately moving to their Bangor, Maine home? They got a homeless dude who's pooping on their front porch. Catastrophic climate change, which doesn't exist. It's not a thing. But homeless dudes pooping on your front porch, that is. This is, if you didn't know better, the article I'm going to read today from the Bangor Daily News sounds like satire, but it's not. Let's read it. Here we go. Check this out. This is so funny. Sometimes these stories are just like, what a bunch of losers, including the author, Kathleen O'Brien. I mean, seriously, you wrote this and thought, this is a real thing. This is a real thing. I don't know if I was having weather conversation with my buddy Mike, who literally just moved to Austin. And I watched the weather channels in Texas, Dallas, and Oklahoma. And because they've got these big, huge storms that come from the Great Plains and just go, hundreds of miles and boom. So my mom will text my brother. My mom lives in Oklahoma City. My parents live in Oklahoma City. And my brother lives in Gunter, Texas, which is North Dallas. And the same weather systems that hit Oklahoma will often, several hours later, hit Texas or the other way if they're going from south to north. And those weather systems, they're just big, massive weather systems. What? The weather happens. It's not catastrophic due to climate change. You got to be off your rocker to think that's a reality. Do you know where these storms come and go to? Yeah, and weather is always happening. It's always happening. It doesn't have anything to do with climate change. That is just absolutely nonsense. But let's go ahead and blame it on catastrophic weather due to climate change. All right, God, they could be from Seattle, couldn't they? Just moved to Maine. We got out of Texas. Texas was just too windy, too sunny, too many hailstorms. Terrible. We're going to go someplace which has a massive homeless problem. And some guy is literally going to take a crap on our front porch. And we're going to think that is better than the catastrophic weather. These people are mentally challenged. We used to call them retards. I now refer to them as tarded. Yeah, these people are mentally challenged. So Sean Good had lived in Bangor for less than 2 weeks with his wife, Sarah, when he woke up to find human excrement on the front porch of their new home in Little City. Ah, hey, that's great. I love it when I wake up and find human poop on the front porch. I mean, what could be better? Oh, that's great. That's awesome. The unwelcome surprise came one Saturday morning in late April, shortly after the couple moved from Austin, Texas to Bangor in March. They found someone had slept on cushions that belonged on outdoor furniture the couple hadn't yet unpacked and defecated in several areas on their porch. This is what libtards refer to as a win. A derelict homeless dude, probably on Fetty, probably on meth, couldn't control his bowel movements, just takes a crap right on their porch and then sleeps there. Hey, yeah, it's great. Yeah, I don't want to live in anywhere close to that. Give me a rain squall any day. Hailstorm, park the car in the garage. Got to replace your roof every few years? Yeah, it gets hot in a lot of places. Know what I mean? Gets cold in the winter. Got a little funnel going on. You got a tornado going on. Okay. Stuff happens. Weather happens. Can't avoid it. And it's certainly not due to climate change. But the climate alarmists, oh my word. I was listening to somebody talk about how if there was a huge rise in the ocean levels, that all of the condominium developments would need to be disclosing that in their prospectus all over Florida. And there isn't one mention of that anywhere in anybody's prospectus, because you have to legally disclose if something like that was going on. And that's not a thing. So this whole notion that, the ocean is rising and it's due to climate change, global warming, and we're doing so much about it. Now, it's just a bunch of nonsense, isn't it? It's quite literally crap that they made up. While the couple was immediately horrified and didn't enjoy cleaning up the mess. Oh, they didn't? You don't enjoy cleaning up somebody else's human poop? One thing I don't miss from when my boys were little is changing diapers, right? Oh, and boys they're just active. They don't want to be on their back getting their diaper changed. So they're moving all over. They're rolling over. Sometimes you get a bunch of their crap on your hands. And even though it's your own son or your own, daughters, it's not an enjoyable experience. But a whacked out homeless Fetty addict crapping, and then I got to clean it up? No. They said the experience hasn't changed their love of Bangor and excitement over moving to the Queen City. This is billed as a win. A dude crapping on their porch. That's a win in Bangor, Maine. Huh. Interesting. Weird. When looking at global news, I'm so lucky that the big event I experienced recently was someone sleeping on my porch. See, we're just talking about sleeping. Mention of that. Hey, somebody slept on my porch. It's great. That's just mentally challenged, isn't it? Because they're thinking, we escaped the weather of Texas. It wasn't the weather that was really pissing them off. It was people at the government level. It was a governor who is cracking down on stuff that they hold beloved, like criminal illegal aliens, like a wide open border. And they're here in Texas, they're actually upholding border law. How crazy is that? So all of those things that happen in Texas, Dallas just had some kind of big operation where they took 200 of their worst outstanding warrants and went out and rounded them up. And they said, you know what they said? Yeah, after we round up the criminals, we expect there to be a drop in crime, because that's how that works. You'd never hear anybody say that, because that's not what's happening in Bangor, Maine. Sean and Sarah had lived in Austin since 2006 and 2011, respectively. After more than a decade in Texas, the couple decided it was time to leave and move somewhere entirely new. We had a lot of reasons to move from Austin, but the one that hit us the hardest was the weather. We were facing our fourth catastrophic event in 5 years, and nobody was doing anything to address it. It's the weather. What are you going to do? You're going to spend trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars and maybe move the weather 0.0000001% up or down? You know what I mean? It's mentally challenged. Nobody's doing anything to address. Nobody is doing anything to address the sun coming up in the morning. Nobody is doing anything to address the sun going down in the west in the evening. Somebody's got to get on that. Who's going to get on that? Who is going to get on that? These people are just straight up mentally challenged. You can see why they would vote for somebody like Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, Tampon Tim, because they're already there, right? One example of a growing trend of climate migrants. Climate migrants. People who forcibly or voluntarily leave their home due to extreme weather events or climate change, such as wildfires, sea level rise, or hurricanes. Yeah, this is such crap. It is such silliness. From 2008 to 24, more than 22 million people in the U.S. were displaced by environmental disasters, the Internal Displacement Monitoring Center found. You know what? Over the course of history, millions and millions and millions of people have been displaced by environmental events. Winds come, rains come, hurricanes come, tornadoes come. Somebody's got to get on that. Somebody's got to get on that. When are we going to do something about this? I mean, if it wasn't so stupid, it's just laughable, right? It has attracted more new residents from other states in the last decade who reported climate as a factor in their choice to move because they're mentally challenged libtards. That's why, according to the Maine Department of whatever, that number could grow in the coming years as Maine is considered to be more resilient to climate change than other states. Nah, it's libtards moving to libtard area, period. But housing availability and affordability to accommodate the new residents remains a challenge. You know what's also challenging? When you wake up and you've got a crackhead crapping on your front porch. That's a challenge. I have concerns that there's a whacked out meth head or fetty head on my front porch taking a dump. I don't think he's going to clean that up. In addition to extreme heat, Sean and Sarah dodged tornadoes and survived deadly snow and ice storms. Yeah, that happens. That happens. Among other weather events while living in Texas, you know what you get here in Washington State? A lot of rain. Somebody should look into that. Why is there so much rain in Seattle? Is it because we've got a huge ocean out there called the Pacific Ocean? And then we've got a bunch of mountains to the west here. And when that warm air comes, it rains? Is that it? No. Somebody should look into this. Somebody should get on this. I don't understand why we're living with so much rain. There's got to be change. I've got to demand change. The family also wanted to live in a smaller, more affordable city, not run at the state level by Republicans. That's what it should say. And be surrounded by people who are more closely aligned with their political and social beliefs, otherwise known as people who are mentally challenged. We see it more as fleeing Texas rather than leaving. We fled the climate. We haven't been here for very long, but we're really happy with it, including the homeless dude crapping on our front porch. Oh, that is great. We love it. Love it. Family chose Bangor because it seemed safe and provided the balance of city amenities and rural areas that the couple craved. It's also a relatively short drive to Canada, where Sean's family lives, and housing is significantly more affordable than Austin. All right. Those are fair points. Those are points, but for those folks, those are important. You know, may move into Oklahoma City, where you do have tornadoes. My parents are there. So that's what's happening, right? That's what's happening. But I'm not going to move based on the fact of I am fleeing Seattle because of the rain. That's just stupid. You know, it's literally, I mean, these people that work in tech that, that go down this road they are literally so mentally challenged. Prices here are really exciting compared to the Austin area. But these are known quantities. You knew this when you moved to Austin. Austin was taken off as a tech center, going to get more expensive. We could not live in a house like this in Austin. Fair enough. So you moved to Bangor, Maine. Average home in Austin, 508, Bangor, 281. They toured more than 30 homes via Zoom. Whatever. Don't really care about the rest. Preparing for next winter, learning how to keep their home warm. All right, whatever. How about this next couple here? And, you know, people in the comments on this one basically said, well, at least they weren't killed like that other family who moved from Texas. They weren't killed in front of their children, like this next one that I'm going to read for you. Maine man gets life in prison for killing couple in front of their kids. A few years ago, a family moved from Texas to Maine because they felt Houston was too dangerous and wanted to raise their children in a safe place. Then just weeks later, the children witnessed their parents getting shot and killed by a stranger in Westbrook. Marcel LaGrange, who pleaded guilty to the murders, was sentenced to life in prison Thursday. How long ago was this? Yeah, December of 2025. Wow. Prosecutors say Marcel LaGrange shot and killed Michael Hayter and Brittany Cockrell in front of their children because he was rejected by a woman. What? So some other woman rejected you, didn't want to date you because you're a psychopath and you kill people. Okay, and so what do? You go out and cap two parents in front of their kids. Stated multiple people would die because of what she was doing. Government said that LaGrange laid in wait to kill anyone in Westbrook on the night of June 19th, 2023. Man, let me move to Maine. Get out of my way. I'm moving to Maine. I need some of this action. People, whacked out drug addicts crap on your front porch and random people kill other people just because, hey, wouldn't date me. The deaths of Hayter and Cockrell were caught on video surveillance. What a terrible event. Ugh. Mason and Maddie Hayter were present in the car when their father was executed in the front seat. They saw their mother being chased by the defendant with a gun in his hand. There just wasn't enough time so Maddie and I could duck, read Jeff McKinney, who was helping to raise the children. The children's grandfather read a letter from his grandson, Mason Hayter, in court, and that's when he said, Maddie and I could duck. I mean, so, you know, and it's not because Maine is a state that is run by Democrats. Random things do happen. The weather, not so random. The weather has patterns. We don't get tornadoes in Seattle. Oklahoma City does. Hurricanes in Florida. Yes. No in Seattle. Lots of snow in some states. Not a lot of snow in Washington state. You know what I mean? A lot of sun in California. Huh. Weird. Yeah. Not a lot of sun in Seattle. Further north. You know, it's stories like these that kind of make me aware that there's a whole group of people out there that are buying into a bunch of crap that doesn't really have any basis in reality, because the whole climate alarmism, we've been told that, you know, the earth is going to end by XYZ, and XYZ year comes, and what happens? Nothing. Weather patterns need to be measured by thousands of years. I'm no meteorologist, but, you know, the whole global warming thing, no. It's just a way to, look at that and say, we need to get on the electric grid. We need to get rid of big oil. We need to go to, all run around in electric cars, because that's their agenda, right? That's their agenda. And climate alarmism, because none of the stuff we're doing, throwing away 95% of all of our recyclables instead of actually recycling them. Yeah, make that make sense, right? But hey, go live in Bangor, Maine, where people crap on your front porch. Enjoy. Maybe get a big Costco pack of rubber gloves, because you're probably going to need it. Because from what I understand, Bangor, Maine has quite a homeless population issue. Just like Portland, just like Seattle. And those people, they get those drugs in their system, can't really control when they go to the bathroom and just, your front porch. Pass. Hard pass. Thanks so much for being here. Love to have you subscribe. Hit that notification bell. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.